Wait, are you saying none of the brands that spend a lot of advertising have a special MPK? I see what you're doing there, Jeff. No. Well, no. Yeah, of course they do. No, they do. Of course they do. That's what makes them proprietary, right? So the thing is that I could tell you, here's I'm just gonna make numbers up. This is coming from a knucklehead concrete brain. So just follow me for the sake of the conversation, not the numbers. I'm gonna come up with a nutrient, and I believe after over my years and years of growing, I've been growing for 150 years, and I've learned that applying more phosphorus at week 8 is beneficial. I find I'm getting more terps, I'm getting more flavor, maybe more potency, whatever. But I'm finding that with a little more phosphorus in week 8, I got the key. I'm not going to go tell everybody this, right? I'm not going to go tell everybody. I'm not going to go say, hey, Jim, well, maybe I might share my things, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a nutrient, right? I'm going to create a nutrient and I'm going to sell it to people saying, hey, I've figured out the way for you to get better terps, better protein, whatever, better protein, better cannabinoids, whatever you need. And I'm going to say it's phosphorus. Well, then Ted uses my line and he says, okay, phosphorus is great at week 8. Boosting that phosphorus is wicked. But I'm also noticing that you're running your calcium too long into flour. I think you should dial it back. I think the regimen should be this way without this much calcium this late into flour. So then I'm going to create a line that says get better tasting flours with less harshness using my big bud booster terpene blaster candy drinking flavor money spending juice. And some people are going to be like, yeah, this is actually working. Well, then Johan comes around and he comes in and he says, well, I think you introducing calcium at that time is great along with the increased phosphorus in week 8. But guess what? I think we should be running nitrogen a little bit longer. Or I think, wait, we should have more sugar in the flowering stage. More sugar, more power. So it's like, I'm going to create a line that's going to have more sugar, more phosphorus, more nitrogen, more calcium, less magnesium, all these things. So it's like, yeah, okay. Everyone, and are they all wrong? No, none of them are wrong. They're all getting probably comparable results doing relatively different things, relatively different, but pretty much the same. So, but you can only put like phosphorus is phosphorus is phosphorus. Magnesium is magnesium is magnesium. Iron is iron is iron. It's just how you're getting it from the planet. How are you sourcing that material? Do you have children in the Congo that are working for insert nutrient here? Well, that's not ethical. You shouldn't be doing that. I'm not going with that brand. Where are you getting your nitrogen? Well, are you shipping things from Zimbabwe all the way to Canada so that we can have? Well, I don't want that. I don't want the Zimbabwe nitrogen. I think we got nitrogen here in Canada, so I'm not going to use that. So that's where you get all of these different products that are basically the same, but incredibly different in so many ways. And then you introduce carbon-based nutrients, you've got an entirely different conversation, which introduces an entirely new line of nutrients. So yeah, I do think they're all relatively right. Is one any better than the other? I'm going to say no. No, I really don't think so. Now, of course, I'm not talking about Miracle-Gro. I'm talking about nutrients that are specifically curated for this plant. These are your I'm not going to name any, but these are your basic lines of nutrients, right? These are the ones that everyone's using in some form or fashion. It's like Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep. Like it's all the same. It's 4 wheels on a frame, or frame on 4 wheels, and it goes fast by the push of a pedal. And like they're all the same if you break it down to its components, but massively different in so many ways as well. And then you've got the guys from the stash that come around and introduce something that's just got almost everything in it, so you don't have to add a bunch of other stuff. Stashblend.com. The Stash is also a promo code for Stash Blend as well. So yeah, that's my long-winded pigeon's opinion. You'll see that video this week, I'm sure, on YouTube. That's a good one. Thanks for that question.